While we were talking to Nick, you got to see the video. Garth Lagerwey left Real Salt Lake, went to Seattle. Well, he's trying to make a deal, so he goes back to the guys he knows best, and that is at Real Salt Lake. And we are ready for the announcement of our second trade of the afternoon here. And we wonder if this finally solves the Cristian Roldan mystery as Seattle trying to move up once again. And we saw kind of the completion of the paperwork there as we were talking to Nick, and now we're just waiting for the official announcement.
Yeah, Seattle was out of the first round. They don't pick until 27, and then again at 40. So this is a spot where they can maybe get up and get a player who's going to make more of an impact than they were expecting going into the day.
And as we said, Cristian Roldan from the University of Washington. We've talked about how he is on the board here, still available, and that's likely why Seattle is making this trade to try and see if they can keep the local guy at home. We'll wait and see. Their pick was down at number 19 that has gone to Colorado through a number of varied and different sources. So as you mentioned, Jonathan, they really had to move up a lot in this draft. So there's Cristian Roldan, 5'8", 165 pounds, out of the University of Washington, a guy who idolizes Andres Iniesta, another kind of small guy. But this is somebody who really a great mystery here that we're sitting on the number 16 pick in the draft. And a guy who we thought easily was going to be top 5 has dropped to this spot.
Yeah, it really is a surprise, but this is a spot where Seattle needs help. Their acquisitions have not been in midfield this year.
We have another trade to announce between the Seattle Sounders and Real Salt Lake. Real Salt Lake have traded the 16th pick of the 2015 MLS SuperDraft to Seattle for the 27th overall pick in this year's draft and other consideration. And with the 16th pick, the first round of the 2015 SuperDraft, Seattle have selected from the University of Washington and a member of Generation Adidas, midfielder Cristian Roldan.
Mystery solved.
Yeah, he spent 2 years at the University of Washington. Roldan's originally from California. His brother actually plays at Seattle University, so he gets to stay close to him in terms of family. You have to imagine for Cristian Roldan, he didn't know where he was going, but you got to think he was expecting to go higher. So it's probably been a sweaty first hour of this draft for him. It's a big relief off his shoulders as he gets to go to the podium.
And there we get to see Roldan with the Commissioner Don Garber, and he will now address the crowd here at the Pennsylvania Convention Center.
Wow. I am nervous as hell. I'll tell you guys that much. Quick thank yous. I'd like to thank my family. They've been super supportive about this. My brother, who is here, has been a big part of making the decision to leave school early. I'd like to thank Seattle Sounders. I know they have made some big moves, and I appreciate it. Seattle's my second home, and I'm glad to spend the next however long I could be there. And I will learn from veterans like Ozzy Alonso, Gonzalo Pineda, and strive to be just like them. I'd like to thank John Spencer and James Grant for making this possible, friends and family. And I also like to thank the community of Pico Rivera for all the support. Thank you.
Cristian Roldan referring to Pico Rivera, which is where he grew up in California. This is a guy, kind of more of a guy in that midfield role. You're not going to look for a ton of offense from him. You're going to look for distribution.
Yeah, he really stood out on the first day of the Combine, just moving at a speed that was faster than everybody else. And as the week went on, there he's playing against the Sounders, I think. He struggled a little bit more with physicality, and so that's one of the things he's going to need to work on. He's a small guy, and they want him to play in a deeper midfield role. He's going to have to bulk up a little bit, and Sounders are one of those teams that have added a standalone USL Pro team, and I have to imagine that's where a lot of his reps are going to come this year.
I'm high on players like Cristian Roldan, a guy that has a soccer IQ, first touch on the ball. Really the weight of the pass is excellent. I think these are the type of characteristic traits you want to see more of. In terms of the entertainment of the game, I think it's huge. And so this is a big pick. I mean, I agree with you that maybe there's a little anxiety there. As a player, you go down the list like Jonathan, you mentioned. He didn't get picked as high, but at the end of the day, guys, you're hoping that they're speaking to them saying, just relax, you're going to be fine.